Hey backpackers, what's up? Welcome back to another amazing episode of Traveling United. Although visiting Mexico can be a culture shock in a lot of ways, there's no denying it's pretty affordable. In fact, the peso has hit a pretty surprising low lately, which means your US dollars go even farther than usual. But what can a handful of pesos get you in Mexico? Considering the fact that 100 US dollars equals over 2,000 pesos, you can get a whole heck of a lot. From affordable, all-inclusive resorts to must-see and free attractions all over Mexico, your money might be more valuable than you think. Let's break down how far it'll get you in terms of good food, drinks, entertainment, transportation, and even a night's stay in Mexico. Number 7. One night at an all-inclusive resort. In some countries, $100 wouldn't get you a deposit on a room, let alone a single night in an all-inclusive hotel. And while not every resort is that cheap, there is a handful where you can spend one night for under 100 US dollars. This might even be the best use of your spare cash, since all-inclusives tend to add in your food and beverage costs, plus on-site amenities like the pool and even some spa services. It sounds like a pretty affordable deal. Number 6. 2 nights in a beach-adjacent hotel. While the stereotypical spring break destinations like Cancun and Acapulco can be pretty cheap, they're not the ideal spots for a more grown-up vacation. If you're part of the more mature set, you might consider Puerto Vallarta as your seaside Mexican destination. The great thing about Puerto Vallarta is that hotels here start at about $40 per night. So you can stay 2 nights near the beach in Puerto Vallarta for less than $100. Better be going to go pack our bags. Number 5. Or a week in a hostel. If your tastes are a bit more basic, or you just want to stretch every peso, staying at a 4-star hotel might be too much. In that case, consider a hostel in Puerto Vallarta or anywhere else in Mexico for less than $20 US dollars per night. That means you can stick around Mexico for nearly a week if you catch a multi-night deal. Staying at hostels isn't for everyone, but for single travelers or couples, they can be a great way to experience a country. Number 4. Piles of delicious tacos of all types. The quality and cost of tacos can vary widely across the country, but the price also changes depending on your filling choices. In general, however, a carne asada, beef, or al pastor, pork taco will cost you less than 20 pesos. Fish or shrimp tacos can be more expensive, of course, given the high cost of seafood, even near Mexico's many beaches. Still, about 22 pesos is probably reasonable to expect. Number 3. A handful of doctor's visits or a couple of emergencies. While no one wants to run into an accident while abroad, if you have to get hurt somewhere, Mexico's probably a decent place to do it. In fact, it might cost you less to head straight to the doctor's office or emergency room, as necessary, than it does to invest in travel insurance. Seeing a regular doctor for every day issues costs between 600 and 800 pesos, while specialists like cardiologists tend to charge more. Of course, then you have stories like the one from expat family Gringos Locos 6, who blogged about an ER visit involving an X-ray, stitches, antibiotics, pain medicine, and cleaning supplies. The grand total? Just over 1 pesos or 55 US dollars. Number 2. Just over a week of dining out. At this point, it's no secret that the US dollar goes quite a long way in Mexico. Whereas the average person in the US can expect to spend anywhere from $30 to well over $100 on one dinner depending on the restaurant, the resulting tab in Mexico is very different. There, the average cost of a dinner out is 10 US dollars. Therefore, even at an upscale restaurant, one could afford to dine out at least 8 to 10 times per week, and possibly even more. Number 1. A week of car rentals. The average cost of renting a car in Mexico, with the proper insurance and licenses, of course, is extraordinarily cheap, compared to the US at least. On average, one can plan to spend about $14 on a car rental per day in Mexico, and sometimes even less than that. Therefore, even paying $14 per day, a 7-day rental will cost a traveler only about $98, which comes in nice and tidy underneath the 100 US dollars mark. So guys, this was all about today's video. Share as much as you can, that really motivates us to create more content for you guys. With this, we end our video. Hope you liked the video.